Hey friends, welcome back to Magus of the Frog. Hope you're having a lovely day. We are once again looking to optimize our Rakdos Sacrifice list here in Standard. And the two things I'd like to look at today is streamlining the game plan and sideboarding. So for streamlining, this is really about leaning into the vital few. When I build decks, I like to add a lot of layers to it. In our case, we got recursion, drain life, card draw, token generation. But as you play the deck and you pilot it in the metagame, you start to get an impression of what's the vital few. Which of these are most effective at enacting your game plan? And for me, my ranking is as follows. And so to go into it just a little bit, Drain Life is the most important or most effective because it really puts pressure on our opponent's life total in the early and mid game and provides reach in the late game by taking those last few points of damage. But what's great about Drain Life is provides survivability throughout the whole game itself. And then we have card draw, of course. This is about bringing consistency. We're drawing the cards that help us win and making card economy work in our favor. We're usually converting tokens into cards into our hand, which is a great card advantage scenario. And then, of course, we got token generation. It's another way of making card economy work in our favor. We're getting material into the board from other cards, and it allows us to build an offense or a defense. And then, to a lesser extent, we have recursion. This adds some resiliency to the board state and a different way of card economy working in our favor. So if I were thinking about streamlining and I had to cut something from this, it would unfortunately be recursion. And so when we look at the chopping block here, the first one to go is unfortunately Alicia, Who Laughs at Fate. This card, I love this card. It adds such a unique dimension to our deck, but it isn't really part of the main game plan, is the way I describe it. And because we're taking out Alicia, cards like Infestation Sage is not as good. When we don't have Alicia, Infestation Sage becomes more of a one-time use. Once it's in the graveyard, the only way we can really bring it back is with a transformed Tarian's Journal. So not as reliable as Alicia. And then we're taking out one swamp. I'll show you why. I am putting in one land, switching out one land, I should say. And when we look at the dimension of the decks that I consider the vital few, this means we're adding a few cards in each of these categories. For the Dream Life aspect, I'm putting in the third copy of Ran. I'd run 4 if I could, but Ran is legendary. We've got more card draw, so I'm adding the third copy of Tarian's Journal and the third copy of Fountain Port. This was the land I was talking about earlier. And then for token generation, we're adding the fourth copy of Searslicer Goblin and Urabrask Fort. You know, we are losing Infestation Sage, so it's great to have more ways to put sacrifice fodder in the battlefield. And then the remaining 2 slots, I am going to put in the fourth copy of Forsaken Miner, just because a 1-drop into a Searslicer Goblin is such a great tactical thing to do in our games. But also, Forsaken Miner still kind of keeps the recursion theme going on, and we can reliably do it with the amount of targeting that we do. And then for the 7th slot here, you can do whatever you want with this. You can add in a 24th land if you really want to. In my case, I'm just going to add in one more removal spell. So we're going to go from 10 cards to 11 cards in our interaction package here. And we're shifting it a little bit. Instead of playing 3 copies of Nowhere to Run, I'm playing only 1. And I'm shifting it into copies of Cut Down. So we now have 3 copies of Cut Down, which is great because we are losing Infestation Sage, which was a great blocker in the early game. But now we have another way to deal with earlier threats in terms of Cut Down. And so what ends up happening here is when we look at our core list here, we now have a streamlined game plan. In the early game, we're looking to disrupt our opponent in the form of removal. We do have discard in our sideboard. Then in the mid game, this is where we really shine. Once we get our engines going and our main game plan, we get to drain life, we get to draw cards, we get to generate tokens, etc. And then the late game, we have a big flyer who serves as a finisher, but also a repeatable sacrifice outlet. And that's what really elevates our drain life because we can do it at instant speed. All right. Now, when we look at sideboarding, sideboarding is such a in-depth part of Magic the Gathering and can be used in multiple strategies. The two biggest ways that sideboarding is used is you either use it to adapt to your opponent's game plan or you use it to address weakness in your own. And so for the first category here, this means bringing in cards that you feel are more appropriate in terms of interaction, or they're just good matchup cards. And then addressing weakness, this is really about protecting your own game plan, and this means bringing in cards to counter what's good against you, or if you can spare the slots or you have a very unique strategy, you can use something like a transformational sideboard. So for example, if you are a reanimator in game 1, and then you expect your opponent to bring in all of this graveyard hate against you, you can transform your deck into a mid-range deck and invalidate a lot of their own cards in sideboarding. So lots of use cases for sideboarding here. The way I'm using it is mostly for category 1. So when you look at the cards that I have in my sideboard under this category, we've got 3 copies of Dreams of Steel and Oil, just a great way to deal with their threat before it even resolves. And then we got 2 copies of Pyroclasm. A Mass Wipe has some anti-synergies with our deck, but the go wide metagame is starting to be a problem in the metagame. So the go wide game plan, so Pyroclasm is a really great card here. And then we got cards like Take for a Ride. You can also run Twisted Fealty if you'd like. This is for big creatures that we wouldn't mind yoinking and sacrificing for our own game plan. I like Take for a Ride because it has the ability to sometimes be flash. And then if our opponent's drawing a lot of cards, we got Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Great way to add another drain life effect to the deck. Very unique scenario. And then we also have 2 copies of Gix's Command. Initially, these were 2 copies of Massacre Worm. I like Massacre Worm because it's a one-sided effect, but I think Gix's Command is going to be the better card in the long run. It is 1 mana cheaper and is a more versatile card. Not only can it do something similar to Massacre Worm in terms of destroying a lot of small creatures, but it also can give you lifelink, return stuff from your graveyard to your hand, or sacrificing a big creature for opponent's side. And then the second category, some of our biggest blowouts in our deck is if we get Sunfalled or Temporary Lockdown. So I'm playing cards like Duress to get it out of their hand, or if they resolve a Temporary Lockdown, we do have Enchantment Hate with Feed the Swarm. And in general, Rakdos Colors doesn't have a good way of dealing with enchantments, so Feed the Swarm is almost an auto include here. And so that's the sideboard. When you look at sideboards of other decks that are consistently performing, they look a lot like this, where they're dedicating a lot of their sideboard to category 1 and a few cards to category 2. If you're dedicating a lot of cards in category 2, that could either mean you're playing a transformational sideboard, or you're probably have a very fragile game plan. So maybe worth re-examining what you're trying to do if you're dedicating a lot of cards to just protect your game plan and not disrupt your opponents. And what you end up having here is what we have in the game. This is our deck. We've got 23 lands here to make sure we can consistently cast and develop our main game plan. We got 11 slots here dedicated to interacting with our opponent. This is just the average number of cards that black mid-range decks are doing nowadays, like Dimir and Golgari. And so we're copying them. We're putting in 11 slots. And then we have a sideboard that we can use to mix and match with these interactive slots depending on what our opponent is playing. But more importantly, if you look at our main game plan here, it is looking more streamlined. We have a lot more 4-ofs now in these cards. I'd run more Ran if I could, but he is legendary. Same with Terran's Journal. All right, so this is what I would call more of a core foundation list. Not necessarily an optimized list. An optimized list is usually in context of the larger metagame that you're playing with. And so optimization and core are very two different concepts. But this, I think, is really now the core of the deck. We got our main game plan, we got lands, we got interaction, and a versatile sideboard. All right, guys, we're going to run this through the traditional standard event. We're going to be playing 5 games. We're going to see if our streamlined game plan here works in our favor. And we're just going to try and have some fun. We are playing Magic the Gathering after all. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining this journey. Thank you for indulging me as I talk about deck building in general and all these principles that I tend to think of when doing deck building. So give us a like. Would love to hear from you. So drop a comment. I'd love to converse with you. And hey, if you don't mind, this is me holding my hands together. Would love a subscription as well. Not necessary, but infinitely appreciated. Helps my channel grow. Gets me to really put in more effort into videos like this. All right, guys. Let's get some games started. Just happy that you're here. I'll see you round 1. Let's get it. Okay, round 1 here. I think this is a keep. We got removal spells and we can work towards the Predator. The question is if we start with Restless Vents or do we keep up Cut Down? Okay, Hedge Maze. I think that means we can start with Restless Vents here. They're playing Domain. Turn 2, we can Ran here. They don't have mana for a white removal spell. Okay, this could get a Plains. And then they have mana for Leyline Binding. Oh, but yes, of course they'll play the Overlord first. Okay, we can at least eat and alive that. So we'll go this plus Forsaken Miner, attack for 2. Our cut down's not going to be very good. I guess it's good against Zur, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay, here's a Mistmoors. Okay, so let's see, what do we do here? I don't think I cut down any of these. Okay, Blotout's great. I can attack for 2 here, they'll block, and then I can keep up Go for the Throat plus activate Miner. Okay. We'll attack here. Okay, they don't take it, but they do take, they don't take the trade, I mean. Here's a Beanstalk. I think the scariest thing really is Zur. We do have Cut Down and Blot Out for any of Zur's shenanigans. I'm not sure if I should kill their mods. I think I can raise them if I can draw enough. Like, if I can resolve this predator. Okay. I can also just cut down one of them now and get in for 4. I think that's worth doing. Okay, we drew another cut down anyway. And I think we just have to pass here. Because if this is a Zur, we're kind of screwed. Okay, our opponent's hard casting a Overlord here. I think we'll go for the Throat over Blot Out here. And they have what? They have a Leyline binding? Oof. Okay. Well, we got a lot of stuff that we need to deal with here, so we'll go for the Throat, the Flood Pits. We'll cut down the Flyer. Yikes. Still no fourth land. So we kind of have to do this. And here comes a Leyline binding. Okay. No Leyline binding? Oh, now they'll Leyline binding. Luckily, we do have another Ran here. We need to save the Blot Out for their Mistmoors. Yikes, another Beanstalk. Okay, so we at least still get the Mistmoors with Blot Out. Okay, finally have the mana for Predator, but I don't think it's the play here. I think it's Blot Out. I think I attack, they'll block, and then we drain them for 2, and then I'll Blot Out, return the Miner. They can also just take 2, so I don't gain life. And then I Blot Out now? Or their turn? I think it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we have a game plan in terms of possibly getting them low enough to drain them out, but yeah. Here comes a Leyline binding going against our Ran. They're drawing a lot of cards. Oh, they're going for the Miner. That makes sense too. But we are just buried in card advantage here. Yikes. And an Atraxa. And I don't think we're coming back from this. So let's just make sure we look at all of their cards here. Looks like they are playing Sunfall and Temporary Lockdown main. Let's see what I draw here, but I can't think of a sequence of cards that get me there. I'll see what they discard. We lost this game, but we're gonna use this time to just learn and gain more info. Okay, the discarded Overlord, Get Lost, Up the Beanstalk, stuff that we already seen. Okay, let's go to game 2. And let's start thinking about sideboarding. I think Cut Down can go. Go for the Throat's good. Nowhere to Run is good in terms of dealing with the hexproof that Zur gives, but we only have 1 copy, so I'm happy to take that out. Blot Out is good. Eaten Alive is good, but it is sorcery speed. Given how much they draw, I do want to have Sholdred. And I think Predator's not as good because they do have Leyline binding, and we have to bring in Duress and Feed the Swarm here. This is how we deal with Temporary Lockdown and Sunfall. And then Take for a Ride is the other removal spell I want to run. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 13. Okay, I think I can go down 1 copy of Searslicer, Goblin, and Miner. I think our strongest game plan here is the Drain Life. You can also bring in Gix's Command. I think that might be better than Eaten Alive, because this does just a lot of things. We are in the play, so I'm going to try that over Eaten Alive. And then on the draw, I'll go reverse. Okay, game 2, we're on the play here. This is a turn 1 Duress, turn 2 Blood Witch. We can Duress out their Beanstalk. Okay, I think I'll keep this. And then Feed the Swarm. Let's see what we can use it on. Okay, there's a Sunfall. Looks like they're gonna go for a turn 3 Overlords, what they're gonna go for. Searslicer Goblin's nice, but we don't have the red mana for it. Okay, nice. This is a Get Lost, which I don't mind because we get Raid Trigger already, and we get to use a map here. Okay. Turn 3, they'll Overlord here. I don't think I'll Feed the Swarm that yet. I'm looking to Feed the Swarm a Temporary Lockdown. And this is not a threat right now. It's just a ramp spell. Okay. Forge is nice. Turn 2, they can play this. I mean, next turn, not turn 2. Next turn, they can play this. Because this is on Avatar, and this is an Everywhere land. So I think I'll just do the mana-efficient play here. Use this, plus this. Take for a Ride. I will happily take that. Would you like to play your FUD Pits? Okay, here's a Overlord here. That's not too bad. We get to Vengeful Blood Witch here. Attack with everything except our Goblin. Then we keep up Go for the Throat. And we drain them for 3 total after this token dies. And then we keep up Go for the Throat. Okay. This, I think, is okay. We're gonna go for the Throat it so it doesn't get lifelink. And then we're going to take it for a ride. Which means we'll get our own set of flyers. Then I attack with everything here. They'll block here, plus this, and they'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I attack with just these, because it's not quite lethal, right? No, I'm gonna... If I attack here like this, they'll block these 2. They'll take 4, 5, 6, down to 2. But we still have our Blood Witch. Okay. Play this. And then I think we have lethal. They would have to get... They'd have to play Overlord hard-casted plus... Oh. I'll double block? Nice. Alright. Got there. I mean, obviously that play was weak to a, what do you call it? If they had a removal spell for the Blood Witch. But I think that means we win on the swing back? No, not quite. I guess not quite. So, it was a risky play. But luckily it worked out in our favor. Okay, so now that we are on the draw, Gix's command might be a bit too late, and I'd rather attack them before they resolve things, so Dreams of Steel and Oil is better. Eaten Alive, I think, is also something to consider. So we'll play Blot Out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, this might be too much. Maybe that's fine. I just removed the miners. Okay, let me try this. We're going super heavy in interaction here, so we're diluting our game plan a bit, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Let's try it. Okay, game 3 here. I do like this hand simply because we have Forge. And Forge, of Blood Witch into Forge is a good curve. Okay, go for the Throat for our threat. And the Shouldered, nice. Okay, so we at least have a good curve here. Looks like they have a get lost here, but that's good because they're not using it on our forge. Okay, so is this a green overlord here? They need 2 green to do it. Okay, they don't have that. They put away a Leyline. Interesting. Okay, we'll do forge. Next turn we can shoulder it, or we can Blood Witch plus Tarian's Journal. I think it's gonna be... I have a feeling they have Leyline, which is why they binned this one, or they were looking for a land. So I think I'm gonna go Blood Witch into Tarian's Journal. And just really start pressuring their life total here. Okay, play Tarian's Journal, draw a card. We can also sacrifice the maps. Ooh, Vran is great here. I might just go for a drain game plan. Until they have beanstalks in the game, in play here, Shouldered's not gonna be very good. Okay, is this a Sunfall, temporary lockdown? Ah, okay. This we can race. I don't mind this as much. So here's a Vran. Then attack for 3. Okay, sacrifice this to draw a card. Or do I explore first? Let me explore first. I don't think I need to go for the throat. So I'm just gonna use this again. Okay. I'll play Restless Vents, sacrifice this, drain you for 3. Okay, the next turn I think we can do Shieldred. Let's see if this is a Sunfall, because this would be a good time to Sunfall. This can also be a Leyline for our Forge, but that means they don't have a Leyline for our Shieldred. Okay, so we take 8 here, and do they Sunfall? Would love a Duress here. Or any of our discard spells, really. Okay, no... Why would they not? I think this means this is a Leyline. Okay, let's do this. Oh, they did have a Leyline, but they didn't have the stop to put it on the Forge. I'll attack here. Wow, they're gonna take it. Does that mean they just die? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna do something weird here. I'm gonna cast Shieldred. And if they Leyline something... Oh wow, they just don't.
Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice this to draw and drain you. Wow, I have no idea what they had. I think it was a Leyline binding, and they just didn't have the stop to use it on the forge, so we got a 4-1. So they should have been at 6. Yeah, I don't know. If they were at 6, we would have drained them. Well, we wouldn't have the fodder, so I don't know. I think they just misplayed here if they had Leyline. Alright, next round. Okay, round 2 here. This looks like a keep. We got some form of a curve here. Looks like we're against the red deck. So I kind of want to make sure I get the forge down as soon as possible. So we'll do Restless Vents, and the miner can't block, so I don't really need to play it there. Okay, very strong start here from our opponent, looking for a removal spell. Unfortunately, we didn't get one, but we'll play the Vran here, and if we survive and get a forge down, we are draining them, but we're gonna take at least 4 here, because I'm not gonna block. No blocks here, and it looks like they didn't have a spell for the Swift Spear. Okay, they just have a removal spell? Oh, I see. And we'll take 4 down to 6. And we're kind of just dead? Okay, well, we're gonna do... Do I even show them the forge? I think I do. And then this doesn't matter. We'll just block it. So we won't attack. Okay, they have black. Ah, okay. So it's like a pumping kind of strategy. Okay, wonderful that we drew that there. So I think we have to remove it. Yeah, we have to remove it. So we'll sack a creature, target the Monastery Swift Spear, and then we'll get this back. And then we'll just play a tap Restless Vents. I think, let's see, we could have also just forged there plus eaten alive. Okay. I think we're gonna play a Predator here, just to make sure we have a blocker. Attack here. And we have 4, 4, plus 2. We have 10 damage next turn. Plus this, so 12 damage. Okay. If they have Lightning Strike, what I can do here is I sacrifice this, target them, get it back, but I pay 1 life. No, they might have Lightning Strike. Okay. Given that I drew Tarian's Journal, I think I want to draw a card or I'll play the Predator. Most likely play the Predator. So we have to attack here. They're gonna take it. Okay. Maybe I could have gotten them then with the Restless Vents. Okay, we'll play this. And end the turn. I'm really scared of what they might have here. Okay, wow. Can't believe we survived that. If we used the Restless Vent, they would have just blocked the miner, but I guess they would have lost their threat. So that might have been a better play. And then we could have always returned the miner with this mana. Okay. Good to know. So against them, we're gonna go against their threats. So Dreams of Steel and Oil and Duress are quite good. Cut Down's good. Eaten Alive is good because it exiles. Nowhere to Run. I guess Blot Out is not the best one here. I think Forsaken Miner, yeah, it's just not very good defensively. I think instead of the Predator as well, we'll play Shieldreds. I mean, they are playing black, so they might have hard removal here, and the Predator's better. But I kind of just want to attack their hand because I doubt they have a lot of card draw. Yeah. And then do we play Pyroclasm or Gix's Command? Gix's Command has the benefit of providing lifelink. And Pyroclasm, they might go pump beyond what Pyroclasm's able to get. Maybe I can do Take for a Ride. A lot of different things we can do here. I think since we are on the play, I want more threats. So a Predator, I think, is what I'll go with. Okay, game 2 here, we do have a Duress, but we don't have a second land. So I think this is a mulligan. Okay, this is much better. I think we're going to return one of our 4 drops, and I'll go with the one that doesn't gain us life. Oh wow, here comes a Leyline. That's scary. So we'll try and kill their threats ASAP. Okay, looks like they don't have any threats. Okay, here's a Scamp. And if they do anything to it, let's see. When it dies, it deals damage to it. I think that's fine. We're gonna keep up our removal spell here. Looks like they had something there, so maybe a Monstrous Rage. I'll take 1. I think they are debating what to do here. I'll go with Nowhere to Run because it reduces their power. Let's just do this now. Okay, that's not too bad because we do reduce their power, right? Oh wow, they had 2 pump spells. Okay. So we are gonna take a lot of damage here. But thankfully, not too much. Okay, 4 damage. And then they manifest. Okay, that's not too bad. We're about to play a Shieldred. And they used a lot of spells there. Okay, let's play Shieldred, and then next turn we can Forge plus Tarian's Journal. Yeah, that was a lot. Okay, here's a Swift Spear. I'm not gonna block here. I'll let them do their thing. Yeah, because whatever we block, we're just gonna take a lot of damage anyway. Yeah. Had we blocked whatever, we were just gonna... I mean, we would live, but I don't know if we would survive after. Okay. So, going against them at instant speed seems to be quite good. So, I think I'll still keep the Shieldred. Gix's Command might be too slow. I think Blot Out could have some effect here. But honestly, I think we just need to draw our removal spell. I think Goblin's not going to be very good. So I'll play Pyroclasms and... Do I use Feed the Swarm? It does get their Leyline. We lose 4 life for that? I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, this does destroy a creature as well. I am not sure. I think I'm going to go with Take for a Ride here. Alright, we're on the play. This looks like something. We have some Drain Life, so that is some life that we can utilize. And they did have the Resonance, so I might have to kill something ASAP here before they can pump it. Okay. So I think this is just a nowhere to run. And then hoping to draw another land here. Here's a Scamp. Eaten Alive's great against them because it exiles, so I need a land. Wonderful. So I'll do Vengeful Blood Witch into Eaten Alive here. And we're just gonna make sure we deal with every threat that they have. Next turn we can Forge, or we can do Vrand plus Terran's Journal. This exiles, so a lot of their manifest stuff doesn't work. Okay, they're just doing this to draw a card. So maybe that means they don't have another threat? Or at least before they drew cards? We'll see. Okay, it's a Slick Shot. Okay, do I do the mana efficient play here? I think I do. I mean, we could be dead next turn if they have pure pump spells. And I think they do. So let's see if we survive. If we do get Vrand Drain Life. But they could just kill us quite quickly here. Okay, here's the Slick Shot. Nice. That's +8, so it's 15. 14. And then another one. Ooh, good game, good game. Nothing we can do about that. It's just the nature of this Leyline deck. Sometimes they have the nuts. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, round 3 here. I think this is a keep. We've got a lot of removal. Hoping to draw some more lands. Looks like our opponent mulliganed once. And playing Golgari. Hoping to get a 3rd land here so we can play our Forge. Depending on what they do here, I am not sure whether or not I'll play Vran. Okay, here we'll use our mana efficiently and I'll cut down the Dread Knight even if they can replay it. So if they want to use it, they have to let our Vran survive. So let's try that. If not, I can know where to run whatever they play here. Because this is only until the next turn, right? Yeah. Okay, that's no problem. We'll just blot it out. Or do I play the Forge? No, I think we'll blot it out. Make sure it doesn't get an attack trigger. Get in for 2 here. Next turn, we can play Restless Events into Forge. Or if we draw an untapped land, we can keep these 2 up. Okay, Llanowar Elves is not too bad. I think it's just gonna be the Forge. We'll play the Vents. I think they're leaving up removal here. Yeah, to go for the throat. Alright, we'll pass here. Next turn, we got 5 mana to work with. And we've got so much covered. So I'll just play a Terran's Journal here and the Mire. I can eventually flip this journal. After I use our Nowhere to Run here. Okay. They got a Sheoldred. Do I just know where to run this? No, because in case they block with our Forge, they block our Forge here, then we can know where to run. Okay, so they're gonna let us draw here, which means we do lose some life. But we are just looking for a removal spell here for the Sheoldred. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to keep up Restless Vents and block the Sheoldred, and then I'll know where to run it. Okay, very nice. We do lose our vents because Sheoldred has Death Touch. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with pressuring their life total here. And then I'll discard the Forsaken Miner. Nice, got another Go for the Throat. I'm okay if they trade their Llanowar Elves here because we have Trample. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good move for them. I guess it does prevent us from drawing a card with Terran's Journal. Alternatively, I could have discarded the Journal there and then just played the Miner. Okay, well, this is the case. I'll go double Forge. And then I can sack one of the tokens to the Journal, hoping to get an untapped land. This looks like a removal spell on our 5/1. But that is okay. That is a very inefficient use of the removal spell, which is why our sacrifice deck's really good. And then nice. We got Go for the Throat, which means we can keep up Go for the Throat plus activate the Miner here. And this should be game. Yeah, because we have lethal next turn. We got 8 damage plus the 2 for the Forsaken Miner. So against them, I think Dreams of Steel and Oil will be good. A lot of our removal is quite good against them. I think in terms of what's not very good against them, it really depends. I don't know if they're playing any mass removal. I think they're going to bring in their Artifact Hate. So Duress might be a consideration here. I think I'll go -1, Nowhere to Run. This can get Planeswalkers. I'll go -1 Cut Down because that can't get stuff like Glissa. And I'll bring in maybe our own Shouldrids, our own Gix's Command. Yeah, I don't think I'll go for discard. I think I'll go with something more powerful, like Gix's Command. This can recur stuff from our graveyard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. That's 11. I like it. And then here, what's bad against them? I think they're going to bring in Artifact Hate, Sojournal, and Forge. Yeah, we can't take these out. These are too essential to our game plan. And the Predator's better than Shouldred because the Predator can become indestructible. I think we already have a good game plan against them then. Yeah, let's just go with this. Okay, game 2 here, we can't keep this, so 1-lander. This one, I'm inclined to keep this because we do have Fountain Port, but historically, this hasn't been a good keep. Okay, I'll do this. We'll turn 1 Restless Vents. Okay, great that we drew Vran there. Likely gonna die. Okay, this... I think I won't play Vran. I think I'll play this. And the next turn I can Vran plus Eaten Alive the Dread Knight. We'll see. I'm hoping to draw a different fodder though. Ah, Unholy Annex. Okay. Oh, perfect, perfect. We got Forsaken Miner. So I can Forsaken Miner, sacrifice it to draw a card, Eaten Alive the Mosswood Dread Knight, and then bring back the Miner. Okay, let's do that. Forsaken Miner, sacrifice... Oh wait, I need this Forsaken Miner to to Eaten Alive. My bad, guys. I'll just play Brand there instead. Whoops. Next turn, I can Forge plus Eaten Alive. No blocks here. I think the bigger threat is the 6/6 that they can play. They need a second black source for it, so maybe it's good that we didn't have used the Eaten Alive there, because we can offset the damage from the Dread Knight with Vran. Oh, but it looks like they just kill it. Okay. I think we're gonna do... Forge... and then draw a card with it. Because I think I want to use Eaten Alive on their Ritual Chamber Demon. So, we're going to be taking some damage here. Okay, so a bit of a misplay earlier. Okay, here comes the Demon, maybe? Okay. I think that's good then. So how do we go about this? We can create a token. We won't attack with it. But that means we don't get raid. But that means we do get to kill the 6/6. Okay. No attacks. Eaten Alive. Sack a creature. Get this. Get back the Miner. Play Searslicer Goblin and a tap Restless Vents. Okay. Hoping to draw more removal spells because we do need to deal with this Dread Knight. They do have a fistful of cards though. Okay, nice. They got our Terra Sunder. We expected them to bring in Artifact Hate. And we're not gonna block here. Interesting. Okay. So we attack with Forsaken Miner. We can also attack with Restless Fence, but I think they're holding up a removal spell. We'll sacrifice this to draw a card. This looks like it's a removal spell. Okay, this is a great draw here. And then we'll Fountain Port end the turn. And now our Fountain Port's gonna do a lot of work if they don't have removal spell. I kind of want to just trade with them. Let's see if this works. If they have a removal spell, they'll use it on the vents and not the Blood Witch, right? Maybe. Okay, they're gonna go down to 9 unless they play a demon. Ooh. They're still playing the Dross. Okay. We are dead next turn. Unless we draw Predator. And in order to draw Predator, we need to sacrifice something to the journal. And it sounds like it will be Blood Witch. I can also use the Tarian's Journal to bring back... No, I think it has to be sacrificed, the Blood Witch, to try and get something to deal with the Dross here. Okay, we didn't draw anything to deal with the Dross, so that is game. Alright. Now that we know they're playing Dross, I'm going to change up our removal spells here. So we're still going to play Gix's Command, Blot Out, Go for the Throat. But I think I'm going to go and remove the Cut Downs and bring in Take for a Ride. This would be really good against their demons here. And Eaten Alive will be really good. I also think that Sheoldred's worth considering here. So we'll play Sheoldred. I'll go down 1 Predator and then 1 Goblin. And the only other thing I'm thinking of is bringing in Discard, but I don't think I'll try and fight them in their hand. Alright, let's try this. Okay, we're on the play. Unfortunately for us, it's a 1-lander, so this is a mulligan. Yikes. I can't keep this. Okay, much better. We at least have Vengeful Blood Witch into the Forge here. I think I'll do Tarian's Journal into the Forge. Yeah, so unfortunately saying goodbye to the Blood Witch and a Black Cliffs. I guess the Verge is worse than the Cliff. Yeah. Okay, so we are behind on cards here, but let's not lose hope. Let's see what we can do to crawl back. We do have the Journal into the Forge, and this is a bit resilient against removal spells here. Okay, we'll go Forge. Let's see if they'll trade here. If not, we get to draw a card. Okay, Sheoldred is nice there. We can't currently cast her next turn. But we do have Take for a Ride. Wow, what a draw. Holy moly. We attack them for 6, and then we sacrifice their Sheoldred. Wow, that was an amazing draw there. Now we have our own Sheoldred, but they probably have removal. Okay, here's Glissa. What can we do with this? We can make a token, but we don't attack with it. We play Sheoldred, and then we Eaten Alive their Glissa. Okay. Do they have a removal spell here? Yeah, it looks like it. But we have Gix's command to bring back Sheoldred here. Very nice. Another Forge is great here. Is this a Terra Sunder? They'll have to... Okay, I'm okay with this because the journal is really what's giving us card advantage here. Wow, and we curve out into a Thran. Very nice. Our opponent has 3 cards. 2 cards left. Okay, here's a Virtue of Persistence, getting back a Sheoldred. Can we do anything to kill them now? We can get back our Sheoldred, or we can destroy theirs. I think we'll do that. So this is a Restless Vets, right? We'll use the Fountain Port here. And then we'll attack for 6, discarding the Verge. Nice. And then we sacrifice this to draw a card, drain them for 2, and then we have a Sheoldred. Okay, this might be lethal next turn. So this one we can make them sacrifice the Sheoldred. So we'll do... They sacrifice, and we put +1/+1 counters. Yeah, let's do this. They have to block here. We sacrifice this, and I think that might be game soon. Yeah. They'll get another Sheoldred. But we have our own Sheoldred, plus we have Eaten Alive. Yeah, this is game. This is game, because we... Forge is lethal, Bran is lethal. Yeah, we're just showing the power of sacrifice here. We got really lucky when we drew that Take for a Ride to just deal with their Sheoldred immediately. But it also looks like that despite having Mold to 5, the Terran's Journal into Forge just brought us way back and then ahead. And they didn't have a Terra Sunder. Well, they did, but too late. Dang. Good game. See you next one. Okay, round 4. Lucky us, we are on the play. This is a mulligan, no lands. We'll keep this and we'll put back a land. Yeah, let's do that. We'll start off with Cliffs and pass. Okay, playing against the Jeskai Convoke deck, it seems. Looks like we could have gotten away with putting away the Predator there and keeping a land. But hopefully we draw another one. Let's see what they do here. Okay, they play Warden. Do they have Gleeful Demolition? Looks like Torch the Tower. Ah, Mockingbird. Hoping to get some fodder here that I can sacrifice to Eaten Alive. Interesting. They make it so... Okay, so we'll be able to get in there. Okay, very nice. We did get fodder, but not something that I can immediately use Eaten Alive on. Let's see, they can Convoke out a Knight. Or they can just keep on pumping the sky, the Warden of the Inner Sky here. And then do they activate it again? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. We at least get a Predator here. So attack here. We get to drain them. And then we get to play a Predator and get a Goblin. Okay. Very nice. Okay, here comes another Resolute Reinforcements. They don't have mana for the Immodane's Recruiter quite yet. So we might have to Eaten Alive this Warden. Okay, here's a Knight. Oh, they're attacking. Do they not know about the Predator? Alright, well, we'll take it. Very nice. We got a free creature there. Plus we attack for 5 next turn, and we get to drain them for 4 total. Yeah. This is pretty brutal. Attack for 5. Play this, play this. Get a Goblin, which we can block and sacrifice to drain them. So this might be game. I think even with the Recruiter, they don't have lethal here, because we're at the virtual 22 due to Vran. Yeah, they can't even Gleeful plus Immodane. Okay. This could be another Siren, just because it's a... Ah, it's a Vran. Okay. We can Eaten Alive that. No problem. So I think if they don't attack here, which I don't think they really can, we're gonna sacrifice this one. And then we're just going to sacrifice the Goblin, end of our turn. Yeah, this I think is lethal. So I'll attack here just to get the raid trigger. They'll block. I'll sacrifice it so that they drain. I'll get a Goblin token here. And then I'll... before they get to attack... oh, I should have done it their upkeep. I get to use the Predator here. So I should have put a stop there, but on their upkeep, I would have just sacrificed something and then Bran would have finished them off. Okay, so against them, this should be a pretty good sideboard. We're bringing in Gix's Command and Pyroclasm. We can take out things like Cut Down, which is only single target. I like Eaten Alive because it is a sack outlet and exiles. I like Go for Throat. Blot Out, not really. Swirl's nowhere to run. So this is what, 9? So we do have to bring in some other stuff here. I think Dreams of Steel and Oil is something I would like to do against them. Yeah, let's bring in 3. I'll take out 1 miner here. And then Take for a Ride. I don't know about Take for a Ride here. I think just going wide is really their big thing here. And Knight Errant, we have a single target removal spell on. Okay, so I think I'll do this. Yeah, this is 12 interaction spells, and our main game plan is still intact. We just don't have the Forsaken Miners, the 4th Forsaken Miner. Okay, we'll do this. There's another thing to be said about playing Shouldered, but I think the Predator's better against them. Okay, this is a good hand, but I don't like that we only have 1 colored source here. I'll still take it though, because they did mulligan. This is a turn 1 Forsaken Miner into Blood Witcher Journal. Okay, they play Inspector. And I think the Miner, since it can't really block anyway, I'd rather Dreams here since they mulligan. Yeah, let's get the Recruiter. So they play the Recruiter here, the Inspector here, or they do the Clue. Okay, they do the Clue. That's the more mana efficient play. And then now... oh, nice. We got a Swamp. We can do Blood Witch or Journal. They're gonna play this next turn, plus keep up the Clue token. Okay, well, let's just play Blood Witch. Next turn, we can Terran's Journal plus Forsaken Miner. So their removal comes in the form of Torch the Tower, I think. I don't think Jeskai Convoke has a lot of removal, from what I remember. Okay, they're just gonna go for cards here. No blocks. Okay, Forsaken Miner's great. We'll go Terran's Journal plus Miner and then activate. Okay, another land here. We'll pass. We're just trying to find our sideboard cards, so that's why I'm drawing cards here. I guess they can also have stuff like Get Lost. Get Lost and Torch the Tower. Oh, and Sheltered by Ghosts. I see. That's not too bad. We do have the Go for the Throat for it. No blocks here. Let's see what we draw. Okay, Forge is nice. So if I do Forge, I can bring back the Miner. Okay. Attack here. That gets sacrificed. I drain them and target them, which brings back the Miner. And the next turn, we can go for the Throat, the Inspector, paying the ward cost, getting back our... Oh my goodness. Okay, would love a Pyroclasm here. Oh. Say no more. Okay. We'll do Blackleaf Cliffs. Play this. Attack with these. I don't think they'll block. And then, unfortunately for them, we get to Pyroclasm here. And then we get our Forsaken Miner. And we get to sacrifice it. Very nice. Whew, wow. We called out the Pyroclasm there. We got rewarded. We have the Go for the Throat for the Warden. I don't think they can play the Recruiter now. I mean, they can, but I don't think it's in their best interest. They need to go wide again, but it will take them a few turns, and we've got the Forge ticking. Okay, and Searslicer Goblin. Wow. Okay. So, this, I think, is a play the Forsaken Miner. No. We'll play this. We'll attack. They're not going to block. We want to play the Goblin. We want to save one up for Go for the Throat. Okay. Let me draw a card first. Okay, I think what we're going to do here is we'll use this to play a Forge. We'll play a Goblin. And then the Miner. That's just the most mana efficient way of using this turn, as well as improving our board presence quite a lot. We are at 17. We got 6 damage coming in here. Oh, nice. Well, I'm gonna block here. They get a Goblin, but that's it. No. We shouldn't. We should keep our Goblin. Yeah, no, this is too much for them to handle. Next turn, we would have had 6 worth of power of trampling here. We would have Go for the Throat this Goblin. They would have only had a 1/1 unless they played this. And that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus returning Forsaken Miner because of the Go for the Throat. Or we keep a Fountain Port to draw a card. Yeah, that's just too much, I think. Well, looks like a good matchup for us. All right, let's see what the final boss has to offer. See you then. Okay, final boss here. Lucky us, we are in the play. And this looks like a keepable hand. Yeah, we get to curve into Forge, which is always great. So we'll start with the Verge here and the Miner. And we only need 1 more land for the Predator. Looks like we're against a Boros deck. So cut down might be useful here. Okay, I will cut down that. Well, I think I should Vran instead. Yeah, let me Vran instead. It's the more mana efficient play, and once I have Forge down, it will start draining the opponent. So that's pretty good pressure. They are taking damage from their battlefield forges here, so that's nice. I can't block here because they can pump the claw. So what do? Do they remove Vran? Do they develop their board? Do they pump the claw? Looks like a pump. If they pump it, it's still in cut down range, so... Okay. So now I have to make a decision. Do I forge here and drain them, but the hired claw can get out of range from cut down? Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with the mana efficient play here. It looks like we take 1 damage from there. And we'll drain them and then play Predator next turn. So the risk here is that the hired claw can get out of range for cut down, but that means they're paying mana to pump their claw and not develop their board, and they're already at 9. Yeah, I think they're incentivized to kill the Vran here. Okay, it looks like they had the Lightning Strike for Vran there. That does mean this Hired Claw is still in range of cut down. Oh, very nice that we drew a swamp there. It means we don't have to take damage anymore. We do 4, and then we play a Predator. And yeah, we'll keep it up. I could have sacrificed the token to the Predator there, but it would have been tapped. Okay, here's a slick shot. We'll block that. Yeah, this is not lethal. And if they don't attack, we'll just cut down their show off and we win. Okay, yep. Looks like our opponent didn't attack there, but we had the cut down. And we win with the Predator. Alright, good game. Let's go to game 2 here. So... we can bring in our life gain with Shouldered and Gix's Command. And then we can go for their threats with Dreams of Steel and Oil and then their non-creature spells with Duress. I think they're a more creature-heavy build, so Dreams will be pretty good. Let's take out Blot Out. And then Eaten Alive. Let's bring in 3 Dreams of Steel and Oil. 2 Pyroclasms. 2 Gix's Command, and 2 Shouldereds. Forsaken Miner's not the best against them. And then we have to take out 1 more. Maybe a Searslicer Goblin. I mean, Searslicer Goblin into Forge is pretty good. I think I'll go with the Terrence Journal. Yeah, we're on the draw here, and if we can get into our late game, that'll be pretty good. Maybe I do want my Eaten Alive, though. I think I will take Eaten Alive instead of 2 Predators. Predator's great because it's flying, but it's 4 to cast, so I just need early interaction here. Alright, let's run this. Okay, game 2 here, and I like this hand because we can really take care of their threats here. Especially if they don't play one right now. Oh yeah. Looking for a slick shot here. Oh, that's so funny. They're mostly a burn deck. So we made the wrong call here. Okay, that's not too bad. I think we'll just go for the throat that now. Yeah. Unfortunate that we have mostly lands here, and our Dreams of Steel and Oil is not going to be really effective from now on. Because whatever threat they have, they're just going to play. Okay, super unfortunate here, so we have to play the Vents and then pass here. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage plus Burst Lightning here. Okay, yeah, we might be dead. Big yikes. Oh, we're gonna go with Restless Events here, but I think we're just dead. We'll discard a Blackleaf Cliffs. Eaten Alive's not gonna do it, so I think this is a lost game here because they can Burst Lightning plus Lightning Helix us. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, so we're gonna swap out the Dreams of Steel and Oil for Duress. Okay, let's see. They are burned, so I like our life linkers. We'll take out the Dreams of Steel and Oil and bring in Duress. And then for the other card here, maybe we just need the Miner early. Yeah, we'll go 2 Miner and then 3 Goblins. I think that's probably better. Let's try this. Okay, game 3, we're on the play. This is... I think this is a keep because if we get the 3rd mana for Forge here, we have a really strong Journal into the Forge. Okay. I'll play Journal here. The next turn we Forge and start drawing cards and hopefully get enough for Gix's command. Okay, very nice. They're not... Looks like they have a burn heavy hand here. Okay. They are going pretty hard into the burn plan here. We'll play the other Forge, I think, because we want our clock to be set as early as possible. And then hopefully Vran can get us somewhere. Oh, okay. Because they're doing the Forge here, I think I'm gonna use this time to resolve Vran. We'll see, we'll see. They'll attack for 1 here. We'll go back up to 18. Okay. And then we keep up go for the throat. I think this is the best way to go about it. Sacrifice this. And then another Gix's command. So if we draw another land, we can make Vran out of Lightning Strike, Lightning Helix range, but they're likely gonna kill it now. Okay, here comes the Obliterating Bolt. And then I think I will go for the throat this. Might be strange, but I believe they just have burn here. Nowhere to run. Okay. Do I play the forge and start the clock? Or... I think I'll go with this, yeah. That way we'll always have something to sacrifice here to the journal. I'll sacrifice this. Hoping for a land. Okay, here's a lightning strike. Yep, they're full burn. Okay, nice. Got a land there. Which means we can know where to run. And we'll know where to run their token. We're still at 14. Yep. If these are all lightning helixes, that's 9 points. Ooh, very nice draw there. Very nice draw. Okay. Let's attack for 6. This is lethal next turn, but they likely have... They likely have lightning helix. Yep. Okay. I think I journal first. See what we get. A swamp. So we'll do Searslicer Goblin. And then we have 8 damage next turn. So I think I have to use Fountain Port here to draw a card. We have 8 damage from the Forge, 2 from the Goblin, 1 from the token, and 2 more from Restless Vents. So 13. So they're not quite dead if they have a Lightning Helix, of which they've used 2 already. If these are 2/3 damage spells, we still survive. But if they're 2 Boros charms... Okay, they can give it double strike. Oh, okay, I'm okay with this. If they're using Lightning Strike on our creature... Oh. Yeah. Totally okay with this. And this is what? 8 damage plus 2 here. Not quite lethal. So we have to keep the Restless Vents back. Unless we bring back Gix's command. We use Gix's command to the Searslicer. Okay, so Gix's command ended up not working quite well here, huh? So we need to keep Restless Vents back. Okay, well, we're gonna be doing this anyway, so let's might as well get this out the way. And then hope to draw something like Bran. Okay, cut down doesn't work. I can play Tarian's Journal. To draw another card. Pyroclasm. Okay. Well, I think this is the best we can do. That's game. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's game. That's game. Good game. Ooh, okay, that went down to the wire. If they drew something like a lightning helix or a Boros charm, if we animated this as a 2/3, they give it double strike and it's a 10/1. So we die there. So I think their play was, their out was Boros charm. Dang. Wow. What a game. Nice. We got 4-1. Not bad. And that would be, yeah, 4-1. We played game 1 against a Zur Domain deck. We lost the second match to the nut draw from mono red Leylines, and then we played against Golgari Midrange and Jeskai Convoke. Those were some great games, and then obviously we just had that crazy game with Burn there. Wow. So not bad showing from our deck here. Let's go back to the deck. I am not missing Alicia at all. This is crazy. We streamlined our game plan here, and we removed Alicia, which I really liked in terms of adding another layer to our deck here. But with the way things turned out, I am just liking having the very streamlined game plan here of token generation and drain life. You know, our only recursions coming from these two cards, but they're not really like part of the main game plan. So overall, I'm really happy with the changes that we've made here. I think moving forward, obviously, these are the cards that you want to change. And that's depending on the meta or whatever matchup you expect to fight against or what you want to be better against. And then obviously we talked about sideboarding today. There are many ways you can build the sideboard. I think we utilized the slots of the sideboard quite well. We basically had a use for all of these. And yeah, just super happy with the deck here. I think that's going to be my last video for this deck here because I do have another deck brewing. So once the new year comes, I'll see if I can bring out another deck here into our library of brews. And just wanted to say, hey, thank you so much for joining the journey. Really appreciate that you're here. This deck has been an absolute blast. It's super strong in the current metagame. Who knows if it will be in the future metagame, but absolutely think Sacrifice is a winner here. Been really, really doing well this deck. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's been a great few months for me starting this project, and to end of the year, just hope you're having a great holiday season and would love to hear from you. So give us a like, drop a comment, and if you don't mind, the subscription would be really great. Not necessary, like I said, but infinitely appreciated. You guys are awesome. What else can I say? But have a great day.